What's up guys, Tum here, and today we're breaking down the 7 levels of Clash Royale. Whether you're a mid-ladder menace, a spooky town player, or a CRL finalist, every single player fits into one of these levels. So without further ado, let's start at the very bottom, level 1. Level 1 is for the people that first install the game. Your deck is literally giant archers, mini P.E.K.K.A, fireball, arrows, knight, and maybe you have a wizard or a musketeer in your deck. If you're level 1, you think fireballing the king tower first play is some next level IQ big brained play. You reside in Training Camp, Barbarian Bowl, Spell Valley, Builder's Workshop, one of those places. And every single game you play is an eyesore to everyone else, but it's also one of the most fun stages of the game because everything feels new to you. And if you continue grinding, you'll get to the next tier, which is level 2. Level 2 is once you hit 5,000 trophies. This is the I kind of know what I'm doing, but I also really don't know what I'm doing phase of the game. You still make these mid-ladder plays like going hog straight down the middle of the map and it'll still get damaged, so you think it's a good idea. At this level, you finally realize that fireballing the king tower first play might not be the move anymore, but your fundamentals are still improving. Most people here play extremely aggressive with no defense, and no one knows how to elixir manage. Every single player here will go E-Barb's Valkyrie the bridge or some crazy aggressive play, and 9 times out of 10, if you just rocket their push, you'll get a fat elixir trade. This is also the level where you start searching YouTube for things like best stack for Spooky Town, best stack for Spell Valley, best stack for Hog Mountain, and you end up leveling up some crazy exotic deck that has no synergy at all. So please don't do this. Level 2 is really chaotic, but at least everyone is confident in themselves and you're still improving, which is important. But you still do these funny looking plays until it stops working. So moving on, this is where things actually get really serious. Level 3 is when you hit 10,000 trophies. This is the absolute pinnacle of casual Clash Royale gameplay. You are running max decks, you've got the Pass Royale. For the first time in your life, you're seeing people run actual decks, like with actual archetypes and actual synergy. And if you made it here, congratulations. You are at the top of casual gameplay. But don't get too happy because every other game you're still matching Mega Knight, Valkyrie, Wizard decks. It's like walking into a school where half the people are eating glue and the other half are studying. That's how big of a difference it is between each match at this level. At this level, your fundamentals are finally improving. You're learning spacing. You're learning that your opponent actually has elixir in there and they actually have cards that cycle in their hand as well. And you might start noticing signs when they're on low elixir, but your defense is still kind of bad and you still overcommit constantly, and you also love leaking elixir. You love making these goofy plays, but who cares? You've unlocked Path of Legends and now you most likely cook all of your real life friends in 1v1s and triple drafts. Level 3 is when you start feeling like an actual Clash Royale player, even if you get destroyed every other game at this level. Enjoy level 3 while it lasts, because now we're entering level 4. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Path of Legends. This is the place where Clash Royale becomes a job. Players start uninstalling and reinstalling, and they make posts saying they quit forever on Twitter just to come back 2 days later and put in an 8-hour Clash Royale shift. Every loss in this range is somehow matchup or the drop delay excuse, even though they fixed drop glitch in 2021. And half of you guys here are on TikTok gassing up mid-level 2.6 players and you're calling them your GOAT. But you know what? There's one upside. You don't have to wait for the last day to play the special challenges anymore to get the emotes and banners. You can play them whenever you want with whatever deck you want because you're that good. So you start by grinding these seasonal emotes and you grab your awards and you start locking in and you start pushing out, because once you climb out of this purgatory, there's only one place left to go: Ultimate Champion, or what we'll call here level 5. Level 5, there's no more golden steps at this point, there's no safety net, and there's no rock bottom until you decide to stop playing. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Ultimate Champion. At this level, you have to have a max stack. You have to buy the Pass Royale every season just to keep up with the game's power curve, and most people here have climbed up with one deck all season, but they'll start changing their mind once they get destroyed by 3 broken meta decks in a row. This is the stage where you start opening Royal API multiple times a day, expecting something to change your gameplay. You check Twitter for decks from players that are way better with you, and these decks usually take way more skill than you actually have. You start asking all these top ladder players to friend you just so you can watch their every move with binoculars as well. And you play almost every single day with every spare minute you have. And the higher your rank climbs, the more the unemployment rate mysteriously rises as well. I can't really describe to you guys what the dopamine rush is when you first hit top 10,000 and you see numbers on your profile, but it hits so hard and it makes you feel like a god whenever your friends mention Clash Royale to you in real life. But congratulations, guys. Statistically, most guys never hit this point. Unfortunately though, most people spend years trying to get out of this level into the next level. If you made it to this level, congratulations, you are unemployed. I mean, a top ladder player. The time and work it took to get to this point is unreal. You could have decided to start a small business or learned a real life skill, but instead you decided to become the 37th best Royal Giant player in the world. Welcome to the sacred ground of level 6. At this point, Clash Royale rewards you with shiny little profile badges, but they don't tell you the hardest part about level 6 isn't just getting here, it's staying here. I've seen countless players, myself included, bounce between level 5 and 6 a million times over. A lot of players here get one boosted season, one broken card put into their deck, and all of a sudden they're a level 6 player for a few months. But if you keep grinding, you'll eventually be able to stay here, and you'll also most likely be able to grab the 20 win badge with the shiny emote. You're facing the best of the best now every couple matches, and you're playing against CRL finalists or pro players every couple matches, and you're putting up a pretty good fight. You know how to starting hand people at this point with your deck, and you probably know what every other person is running when you queue into them, just because it becomes common knowledge to you at this point. The most rewarding and best part about this tier is you finally realize just because something has a 2 elixir average cycle, it doesn't mean that it takes any brain power at all. All jokes aside, the difference between you and the players ranked above you in this tier isn't necessarily the mechanics or the game sense or the decks, it's just the confidence. The confidence to go for what you think you truly deserve, or the foresight to just sit and take a respectable new personal best finish. When you get to this level, something special starts happening. You begin qualifying for the monthly CRL brackets, and you start debating in your head whether or not you want to play it. Maybe you'll go 2 and 5, but it still feels really good to play against people who love the game just as much as you do. And if you do well in those, welcome to final boss territory. Every single year, we gather together in Atlanta, in Finland, or in a Discord call with friends, and we watch these level 7 players go head to head. Welcome to the absolute pinnacle of Clash Royale. Welcome to level 7. It truly doesn't get any better than this, because unlike the people in the tier before, these players actually have jobs. The game is their job. We all know the names I'm talking about: Muhammad Light, Moogie, Lucas, Sandbox, Sub. I could go on and on. These players aren't representing Cheeseburger Esports with 14 followers and 3 players. They represent actual organizations and real teams, and their games have actual high stakes to them, usually with thousands of dollars in prize money being the difference between winning and losing. Everyone in level 7 has a coach, an analyst, training partners, and a full support system helping them prep duel sets, break down matchups, grind specific interactions, and a bunch of more things that we don't even know until they're perfect. They spend hours every single day spamming top ladder, and they spend hours every day scrimming with other level 7 players working on specific matchups. Their gameplay is so beautiful, it genuinely makes the game look like chess to anyone watching from the outside. The precision, the timing, and the small decisions, most people outside of level 5 won't even be able to tell what's happening or why it's happening. At this point, it stops being about just playing Clash Royale, and it becomes the art of creating decks and adapting matchups and mastering how to pressure people with tempo and things like that. And that is level 7, the final form, the peak of Clash Royale. That's the Clash Royale food chain for you guys, and no matter your level, I appreciate you guys watching. You guys are awesome, and thank you so much for the support you guys showed me on the last video. It means the most. And yeah, that's it. Bye.